I'm full. Well, looks like the tooth of a massive creature.
You heard of the Gorgor? Mar punched its teeth out. Mar offered a tooth to the Ulukai to remember the battle. But there was not enough space in his probe for all the trophies. So the Ulukai left the tooth behind.
Punching the Gorgor? Yeah, I can totally see that. Not. What happened to self-branding? It used to be all the rage.
This shirt used to be as white as Ranzar's eternal snow. It's covered in blood now.
Blood? It's orange, Mar.
The color of Ulukai's blood. Red is for the weaker humans, like Feyran. Mar executed Feyran, so Mar knows.
That's what happened, huh? I would have thought he got crushed under the rubble of his palace like a miserable cockroach. My mistake. I remember that model. Who doesn't need a map in a foreign land?
A map? Does it look like a map to you? The Ulukai shot beams of energy from his eyes with this artifact. Useless on anyone else's face. Mar is the only Talon alive who looked into the Ulukai's eyes without reverting. That's how strong Mar's gaze is.
Laser eyes? That's the mutant power I prefer. Even better than indestructible metal claws coming out of your knuckles. Always thought that one was overrated. Oh my god, a Gamsav. I never knew how this thing worked, but it did work.
When the Ulukai left Adelpha, he said goodbye to Mar, his only true friend. He cried many tears that crystallized into this relic. Mar keeps the crystal as a souvenir of the Ulukai's soft side. Then Mar told the Ulukai to pull itself together and go back to his planet.
You told the Ulukai to man up. I love your stories. Oh, yes. I miss the smell of napalm in the morning. This one is a keeper. But wait a minute. What's this?
This is the Ulukai's flamethrower. He needed it to command the Fey Essence and use it against Croax and his army of vile soldiers. Mar didn't need a flamethrower because Mar already a commander of the Fey Essence. Mar burned a lot of soldiers to a crisp.
This thing doesn't work. It's a freaking replica of a flamethrower, totally worthless.
Yes, this is what Nurakan said after he examined it. It is worth 0 Sorkins, he said.
Nurkan, huh? I gotta talk to that guy. Camilla. Yes, I remember this one. Marion took it on her 7th birthday. I thought I'd lost it forever.
The icon was found on the Ulukai's landing site. Mar borrowed it from Zokrim so he could return it to the Ulukai. But Mar forgot, and the Ulukai left Adelpha without mentioning it.
Can I keep this?
No, you can't. It belongs to the Ulukai, and Mar will give it to him whenever he returns.
All right, I'll just scan it with the comlink. Hey, there's even an auto-edit mode to fix my double chin. They keep updating these things. The Ulukai's treasures, are they worth anything?
Mar asked Nurkan for an estimate. He is the only merchant in town with a fine eye for valuable objects. He studied the Ulukai artifacts. 0 Zorkins, he said. But they have great sentimental value to Mar. They belong in a museum.
What do you think about Nurkan?
Nurkan sells cheap junk to tourists. But he is a good merchant. Very honest. Mar has good intuition about character. Mar trusted Nurkan with the Ulukai relics for several moons before he completed his estimation. Sadly, 0 Zorkins.
Yeah, run out of space. I remember that model. Who doesn't need a map in a foreign land?
A map? Does it look like a map to you? The Ulukai shot beams of energy from his eyes with his...
The Ulukai's treasures. Are they worth anything?
Mar,
Oh, looks like the tooth of a massive creature.
you heard of the Gorgor? Mar punched its teeth.
What happened to self-branding? It used to be all the rage.
This shirt used to be as white as Ranzar's eternal snow.
I remember that model. Who doesn't need a map in a foreign land? Oh my god, a Gamsav. I never knew how this thing worked, but it... I remember that model. Is that... Wait a minute. Somehow I remember this. It's the Sancrestone tablet. Why would I remember that and nothing else about Adelpha?
As Shamaz Mazum once said, Mar's destiny is engraved on the tablet. And as you can see, it is intertwined with the fate of the Ulukai. This is why Mar had to protect the tablet with his own life, and finally use it to defeat Farah.
I remember a different translation of that puzzle, Mar. Way less optimistic, but it's in the past, so sure. Let's stick with your story.